So they went to Mol at one point, but Mol just answered incredibly effectively.
There they are then, two teams that will be considered amongst the medal contenders heading towards Paris. The Vikings obviously go there as the defending champions. No team in the men's game has defended the beach volleyball Olympic title, but my goodness me, they've got some serious company when it comes to that Olympic tournament. And this is our last Beach Pro Tour action before we head to Paris. Right then, congratulations to Davide Crescentini, in charge of the men's gold medal final, the Italian referee. Up the top of the stand and on home sand in front of the home crowd, Austria's Nina Hobby will be our second official. Proud moment for both the referees.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the still BPT, the gold medalists of Hamburg 2022, the runners-up of the World Tour Finals 2023, and the bronze medalists from the World Championships 2023. They never won against these Norwegians, but maybe today. Ladies and gentlemen, the former U19 and former U21 world champion, 1m98 tall, from Poland,
Michał Bryl. I'm not sure that's exactly what you want to hear from the MC just before you step on the court for the gold medal final. Here comes Poland. They've never beaten Norway. It's true, but Łosiak and Bryl in terrific form in Vienna. And Denise, would you agree that today is maybe their best chance ever?
I definitely feel that they are in the form that it could be done. It's a daunting prospect. It's got to happen one time. We've called some games where I think the best one for me was when Latvia took down Anna Patricia and Duda, and they hadn't beaten them 10 times of asking. There's going to be a moment, whether or not they have to wait deeper into Norway's career or whether or not they can get them right now. This would be a huge moment for them.
And it's testament to these two that we talk about them in such reverential tones. On goes the liquid chalk for Anders Mol, just to keep the hands and the arms dry.
Bringing in the FIB best blocker, offensive player, center, most improved and most outstanding players, representing Norway, 2 meters tall,
Well, he said in the interview after the semi-finals he's been struggling with his blocking. That is a scary prospect. If he gets it right, heading towards Paris, then look out. Still sore, that shoulder, for Christian Sørum, but he's getting some decent heat on the ball. And he's certainly looked around his best here in Vienna.
The tall Olympian, the Olympic champion, 91m92 tall, from Oslo, Norway,
Christian Sandli Sørum, the defender in the partnership that many consider the best team to ever play the sport of beach volleyball. If they could take a second Olympic title in Paris, it might just underline that claim. We are good to go here in Vienna, as it has been for the majority of this week in this fantastic centre court stadium. It is rocking as we get ready for the men's gold medal final here on Championship Super Sunday. It's Norway versus Poland.
Refs ready, players ready, we are ready. Boarding completed, Sørum to serve.
One of the most eagerly anticipated matchups for a while. This is an absolute corker for the men's gold here in Vienna. In red, it's Michał Bryl and Bartosz Łosiak who are bringing some serious form into this game against a team they have never beaten. The reigning Olympic champions, Anders Mol and Christian Sørum of Norway in the blue. First point on the board for Poland. Simon Golding with you for this game alongside our Volleyball World expert analyst Denise Austin. And Denise, we expect greatness from this one.
I certainly do, in that first rally, taking lumps out of the ball already, but Sørum putting himself in harm's way.
Nice tickle off the block on the reuse and then just pops it up. You apply the finishing touch, partner. Don't mind if I do.
There are some countries, Italy is one of the best in terms of cover, but Mol and Sørum are sublime at having each other's back, and that is a testament to the cover that they always give.
1-1 in this opening race to 21. Good heavy serve and nice option swing from Łosiak just to get Michael Bryl out of a bit of trouble there.
Oh, I love this though. They knew Mol was serving. Release the ball quickly. There's a certain depth of the platform. He's let it go down. He's fired it out. Off you go, partner.
Against Herrera and Gavira, I saw something very rare. The Norwegian players decided to experiment with a bit of split blocking, which allowed Mol to really rip his serve, and Sørum got a couple of decent touches. Good deep serve on Łosiak. Oh, that was there to be blocked. Mol couldn't quite finish.
Surprisingly, Christian in the backcourt probably didn't expect it coming through right in front of him there. Thought that Anders had completely closed that one out.
Łosiak goes hard at Sørum. That's a good serve. Hoisted high and just clipped out of play from Christian Sørum. So good work from Poland to get the first break.
This is the kind of service pressure that you want from your defender who's not receiving the ball. You've done that big hitting warm-up, you've gone through all the process, you know you're not going to get served. Take it to the baseline.
Pretty close to the buckle there, but good leave from Sørum, and round we go. Poland up 4-3, but it's Poland that have made the early move.
I think the hardest thing always is for Norway. Whenever anybody plays against them, everybody wants to take down Norway, and they bring their best game. And the fact that they haven't had a forfeit against them, they've had a bigger, deeper tournament. This could be the crucial time for Poland, given that they are relatively undergunned.
Very deliberate pass this time from Bryl to release Łosiak.
I'm loving this. That's so good from Poland. Haven't seen it done enough by some teams, and they are bringing it out the bag early and delivering it, and it's very deliberate.
Good serve. Really fast down that seam and far too quick for Norway to make the decision.
Beautiful serve. Really, really fast. And it's creeping across potentially, but twitching from Christian.
After it again, but Sørum able to leave another ball as it just makes it over the baseline. Some early pressure though. Poland finding 2 break points. A lot of Norwegian fans in the crowd, a lot of Austrians with their allegiance with the beach volley Vikings. They consider this tournament home away from home. And there we go. A save from Mol. Grabs one of those breaks back, and his first block of the match.
And it's a beautifully crafted bit of defence from Norway, dropping the short serve on Bryl. He doesn't have the runway he's looking for, doesn't have the vision, goes heavy, and Mol just comes in.
And out it goes, just trying to force the issue, but they've managed to catch the block by the looks of it on the way, so Łosiak gets his point.
And again, Michael Bryl very purposeful on this first pass, not being very courageous, not afraid to make the mistakes, taking Łosiak right to the extreme.
The fast, flat serve out to Sørum's line. He finds the seam as calmly and casually as you would expect Christian to find it.
A little bit of pressure applied though from Poland. The pass was coming back. Sørum's got to wait for it to come over his shoulder. Touch from Łosiak. It's all those little things that they're looking for at the start of the game to say, I'm here.
There are some of those Norwegian fans. Nice hold from Łosiak, just can't get the contact, and Norway repair the early damage. So we're back to even. Round we go at 7-all.
The comeback is complete for Norway after a little bit of early pressure, but what I do like is the mistake that Poland made was a courageous first pass from Bryl. It didn't get the one he's looking for. Łosiak couldn't pull the second ball trigger. They're living and dying by that, and I don't mind that. It's good deployment of a different strategy against this Norwegian team who they haven't beaten.
Group of Polish fans as well in the stadium. They won't be cheering that though. That is a hammered ace, bang on the baseline, and it's a weapon that could mean a gold in Paris if Mol gets it right.
My favourite thing when you're not the target of the serve is for you to go heavy with your jump serve. My favourite thing.
Good pass. Well, Bryl does not mind the high up and down set at all.
It's just redirecting the energy of the serve, and if you can get a good hand on it, which he managed to, then the delivery, like you say, give a big set. He's got a huge big hitting window, lovely long runway, and that's where potentially when they have picked the pocket of Poland is in the shorter serves where Bryl can't get that runway.
Nice little sub-contest going on here at the moment. Which team can hit the red tape the most? Stunning work to the perimeters. Good heavy cross-court angle, but Łosiak defends well, and he won't be too happy with being put that tight to Mol.
Oh, that was so tricky, but the timing of Mol in the reach, it's daunting. You feel like maybe there's enough space, but it just keeps going, Mol's going. He knows he's got it, can't find a way to wipe off.
Again, tried to make the play. There was a long stare from Bryl after that. Now, is Mol saying he didn't touch the ball?
I'm not sure. I thought he
into
did.
The antenna. No. That looked to me like that was a touch. Interesting. Interesting, because Anders Mol calls these.
Yes, he does. It does hit him, so what? I'm not sure what he's unsure of. Interesting. Lines judge.
Okay, so he thinks maybe there was an instant rebound off his forearm into the still swinging Polish arm.
Oh. Well, that's definitely one for the internet referees, Simon. I look forward to seeing the chatter about that one later.
But here, in this gold medal final, it's point Poland. Davide Crescentini has made his decision along with the help of Nina Hobby. Poland now looking to capitalise. Too good. Just too good.
I think going back to that very last point, because it was a big discussion, I think what was so good by the referees is they involved everybody. They made sure to check, they made sure they got the right call, and as best as they could, they took the time and just thoroughly investigated, which is always a good sign. Might not get it right, but they tried.
Norwegian fans in good voice. Group of Polish fans. A little quiet at the moment, but I think we might hear them amp it up at some point. It's a really nice swing from Bryl.
I do love this middle set for Bryl. It gives him that extra, he's got to work really hard to get there, but that speed that when he has to go really far to get the ball, that's where he just detonates.
Just wide. So Norway win the first half of this opening set, but by just a single point, and they had to do so by coming back from 2 breaks down. This is a close one, as we were expecting.
Oh, it's so good when it's so close and you can't tell which way it's going to go, and all the fans are getting kind of caught up in it. This is just exactly what we come for.
Takers for the Vienna Trilby. It's been a hot day most days here in Vienna over this last scorching week. Well, Łosiak has had the option ball swings. They've been successful, but Denise won't feel like he's into the game defensively yet.
No, not at all. And that is Sørum at his finest when he gets you catatonic, and keeping Mr. Magnet at the wrong pole and going the wrong direction. Well, that is good from Norway.
Let's see if Poland stick with that tactic, or will they give Anders Mol a bit of a workout? His offence this week has been electric. Bryl ghosts out to the far side and chops it back across to the defender, and there's a collision at the net, which Anders Mol will not be too pleased about, considering the foot injury that he's recovering from. Can't impede your opponent, can you? Let call. Interesting. So 2 thumbs held up. Referee saying we can't see whose fault it was.
Give them a second chance.
We're going to replay the point.
Norway, you're quite lucky. Normally you wouldn't get a let play on that one.
We'll take it. Serve down the middle. Tentative pass in the end from Łosiak. And it's another stunning block from Anders Mol.
And this block is even better because it's a different attacker, so you haven't got a stat on him. He's coming on a different attack line. It's really high set, so he's got to absolutely elevate. And the hand-eye work, back to the ball, back to the player from Mol, nailing it.
Norway turn it around, and they nick a couple of breaks in very quick succession. And this is the problem for this Polish duo. When they get pressure put on them, they can go very quiet very quickly. Channeled all the way across, but Bryl gets enough heat on that one, and that was not an easy ball to kill from there.
No, that was difficult, quite wide. It was going to be a cross-court attack, but Kristiansson always read it too soon, a little bit too shallow. Good swing from Bryl, though. He does like to add, he can add the heat when he's out of system.
Once again, Sørum just dialing through his plays, and Łosiak is not in the game yet.
It's the calculations that go through Sørum's head as he's in the air, figuring out the maths, and then at the very last, he can just find that beautiful space. There might only be one option, 1% of the court that is left open to him, and he seems to be able to find it.
Healthy advantage then for the team in blue, the Olympic champions from Norway. That's a really nice swing. So not for the first time out of system, Poland produced the goods.
Bryl coming through the middle. He has got the ability to stay on the line and go at Sørum, but also that turn as well. So if he keeps mixing that up, then he's making it difficult for Norway, even on a zigzaggy pass.
Again, solid from Sørum. Still working it. Don't worry, there's method in that magic. He knows exactly what he's doing here.
If I'd been really picky for Poland, it looks like a training serve. It's not enough pressure on Norway, and I don't believe you're going to break down Sørum with that kind of serve.
And got sucked in there, but still managed a double bounce. That's incredible from Anders Mol to make the block.
And what is so wonderful about this block from Anders is it's the press over so that he gets his hands on the ball. So he's got this redirect. Look at the hands, the way they're throwing it back into court, even though he's being dragged around. The move here, look at the sideways block, but with the hands, Simon. That's where he is different. It's those beautiful movements.
Poland's with a big push at the start of this game, but with a pushback from Norway has pretty much silenced them. And that's what tends to happen to Łosiak and Bryl. The pressure comes and they can get a little introspective, Denise, rather than trying to give it back to their opponents. And that's what we need to see from them coming out of this timeout.
Indeed. it's all very well at the beginning when you're full of hope and optimism. You come out, you're doing everything right, and then Norway are figuring you out, and they're sort of the counter-attack is coming. But you then start to doubt yourself, and you start to see this from this Polish team. They've gone away from the things that were working. It went wrong a little bit, and they haven't gone back to there in the same way. You know, if you're going to go out against this Norwegian team, and you've gone down 6 times already, this is the 7th time you're beating. You want to be throwing everything at it and not going back to the sort of the habit form. Like you say, it's gone into it. It's gone back to what they know best, but it didn't work before. Do you think it's going to work again when you're being pressed down? You've got to go out fighting with different things, and even if you come away going, well, at least you tried something completely different and it didn't work, at least you tried something else, and I'm a fan of that.
Back to the court. Norway once again serve Bryl, and he bounces that one off the baseline. Lovely swing from him.
This time running the back set, doubling down on that. This time not the jump set, not as tight, a little bit more space away from Mol, and a good attack line from Poland.
Łosiak's got to go for it. He's got such a good serve. And he does. Oh, it's the ace. There we go. There we go. Bartosz Łosiak's back in the game.
Love it. Got to be done, has to be done. Got to have those really intrinsic words with yourself, like go down fighting hard.
Excellent response out of the timeout. Mol aced. Down the middle. Lovely pass from Anders Mol. And just uses that ridiculous height and reach in offense to put it away.
Oh, the way he can hit outside of the body, you just think and wonder if his arm ever stays in the socket, the way he can play with such power away from the body. Usually you expect power like that and it'd have to come back into the body, but the elevation as well gives himself incredible attack lines.
Now the big serve. No joy this time. Long discussion ahead of this serve between the 2 Polish players. Pop float again. They've gone after Mol again. And Łosiak has a touch. Oh, great counter blocking. That is absolutely superb, and it was the only way Poland were going to win the point.
Brilliant. There was a moment where Anders Mol was in the air after this overpass where you're sort of thinking, I think he should maybe pokey set this one to Christian, because he'd gone early and then Mikhail was able to get involved. He couldn't redirect his attack and Mikhail could see it.
And a celebration from the relatively undemonstrative Polish blocker. He liked that. He also knew how important it was in the context of this set. Another tricky serve for Mol to pass. Oh, and he nearly got into him. Nearly. They doubled up on Mol there, and Poland just unlucky.
I do like it though, going after Mol, just challenging him. I know he responded. I know it just doesn't make any sense, but I do like the fact that Poland are thinking differently.
And Norway just giving them a couple of side outs at the back end of this opening set with serve errors. That'll take some pressure away.
Liking the micromanagement from Poland. Long conversation going round the net. Very, very, very important. Teams that don't do it just miss a trick.
Needs to commit. Łosiak goes jump float, but it's a fast one. Well passed by Sørum. And very well hit. It's incredible. Side on, you can really see what he's doing with his arm. Watch him just hold this in the air. Astonishing.
I know, the hand goes up early, there's hardly any talk, it's just really, okay, where are you, okay, and that's where I'm going to finish, where you're not. It's a long, mesmerising look.
The signal for Mol is to just go after it here, which he does, and that leaves a bit of room for Łosiak to find the court. And I do like this response. I think this is a much stronger, much more resilient response from Poland than we're used to seeing from them.
Yeah, Bartosz wrestling that middle as well. Really important that he takes those ones.
still in the mix. Tight pass from Sørum. And Bryl gets it. That change in tempo is good enough.
And this is sometimes because Anders doesn't have the swing. He's winding up and Mika can see it. There's no deceleration. He's absolutely, and this is why it's probably in some ways easier to block Anders, because he's not decelerating, he's not changing his look. Whereas Christian, different kettle of fish.
Poland engineer a comeback and another brilliant reach. What a defensive cover. Oh, it's just good. It's good both sides of the net, but it's too good from Norway, and they go to set point.
But you've got to say, Christian Sørum, defense, absolute cover. This big block.
Look at
Sørum gets his wheels on, turn and burn, one-handed flying cover. That's what you're looking for from your setter.
Łosiak with the same feeling a lot of teams have had this week. Oh no, Christian's hit the line again. Here we go. Set point arrives for Norway. Poland can attack to stay in, which is exactly what they do, and we go to overtime in set number 1. 2 clear points required.
I love this. The earlier nibbles and the fact that Łosiak has hit those on 2 has done just enough to get Anders a little bit delayed out to the post.
Oh, he's gone a long way back. We think the big one's coming. So do the crowd, so do Norway. And the net denies Łosiak. Set point number 2 for Norway. Genius, absolute genius.
It wasn't the prettiest of sets from Bryl, but the fact that Łosiak is able to just think on his feet, and I love a left-handed pokey when you're under pressure like that. The ability to just go where the space is as opposed to where the ball would dictate if you go with your normal hand. Big move from Łosiak.
Crowd loving it. Fabulous entertainment in this gold medal final. 21 all then, 2 set points saved by Poland, the team in red. Can they create a set point for themselves? Well, not if Norway keep hitting like that.
And I think what is so good here from Anders, he's been stuff blocked by Bryl. This time he concentrates on maximum elevation and says, okay, I'm going to come in hard, but you're going to have to get into a different strategy if you want to block me again.
All boom from Anders Mol. Set point number 3 then for Norway. Tricky one. Oh, how good was that?
Poland are really problem solving on their line of offense. They're not being predictable, different moves, different tempos. You can see Sørum coming in late to the line. Usually he'd be getting there and getting the timing, but it's too shallow, doesn't get the read. Love it, absolutely love what Poland are doing right now.
Exquisite dart from Bryl. Back to Sørum. Poland going to pick on the defender for one. That is serious heat. And it was so nearly in play.
And I know you always question this endeavour right now. And yes, it took a lot out of Bryl, and maybe he didn't. But in another way, forcing Norway to feel like Poland are putting so much into this game. It is psychologically keeping the pressure on Norway.
Set point number 4 arrives for Norway. Little short float. Passed again for the option potential. Good block, good cover. And Poland somehow stay in the set.
Living and breathing by their sword, Simon. That is exactly it. The first one Mol got to, but brilliant recovery from Łosiak. And again, doing the same, taking it out wide, not making it easy for Mol. And this is where they're dismantling him to a degree, and that's all you can ask.
23 all, 4 set points saved. Poland again with a long discussion. They've decided to go after Sørum once more. Oh, good move, really good move from Łosiak. Oh, and it's still not quite good enough to beat Mol. He put in a massive shift on that point, Denise did, Bartosz Łosiak.
Oh, it was an incredible layout. He sold one thing and then just hoovered up another. But I think there was just too much height on this set and it wasn't in front. I think this is where you've got to say, ping it out to the pin, do what you've been doing. But they just got stuck in that tiny hole and Mol owned it.
Set point number 5, not for the first time this week. Norway involved in an epic set. Bryl passes calmly and hits it straight into that massive block of Anders Mol. 25-23, Norway lead the gold medal final by a 1-0 here in Vienna.
Phenomenal questions asked of Poland, but even better answers. And Anders Mol, the wonder, one of the absolute wonders on our beach volleyball pro tour. Just the look, the angles of attack, the fact that he starts to then determine, as you've got statistical gathering by Anders Mol at its finest.
There's genetics involved there as well, though. That capability to rise so high above the net and reach over and basically grab that Mikasa ball almost before the attacker hits it. It's stunning. 25-23. What a cracking opening set to this gold medal final. And what a cracking response from Poland. I thought that was very well managed in some tricky times there. Just didn't quite go their way because Mol is once again on fire. 6 blocks in the opening set.
That's huge. And it's the live hand, Simon. We discussed it during there when there was that really one out to the pin where Anders was had to work really hard after he'd been sucked in for the set. He had to then just sort of land, then get back out to the pin. As he gets there, he's always thinking about the hands at the last minute. So what shape are they doing? He's wrapping them around the ball, and it's that rebound that brings out that, and it's just resistant, repetitive, and he just throws it all the time.
Stunning atmosphere to greet the start of set number 2 in the men's gold medal final here on Championship Super Sunday. And this last Elite 16 outing for the players ahead of the Paris Olympic Games. And it's the Olympic champions from Tokyo that lead this one. 1-0 up, Norway's Anders Mol and Christian Sørum after another virtuoso blocking display from the incredible Anders Mol. First point on the board then for Norway. Like the pace on the set, but Sørum was where he should have been, and then finishes with some serious heat yet again.
I'm not sure that tape needs to be on the shoulder, Simon.
I'm confused.
I don't think I've seen him hit as well, and I definitely feel that we've discussed it before, that time out for Christian. He definitely seems to have come back with renewed vision, but renewed power as well.
Nicely done. Łosiak with a brave swing just over the block and down the line with Sørum in close attendance.
This is hard. This is a crucial start for Poland. Norway just hung on. They couldn't find their way back. Poland don't want to let them go because they will feel potentially could feel a bit demoralised.
Huge, absolutely huge. And I really love the audio. The microphones around this centre court are bringing us the contacts, and they are massive.
There's hardly any talk. I mean, we talk about talk when we're teaching beach volleyball, but when you watch Sørum, it just comes from almost like a pike on the ball and a proper hammer, a Thor's hammer.
Nothing doing on the jump serve this time, but Norway looking to apply the pressure. Poland have to resist again. Can't emphasise enough what a great opportunity this is for Poland to finally beat the Vikings. The Vikings come in to this match tired, battle weary after a long week, but they have got some serious mental strength, these two.
And you can see it the way they play together. There's never a moment where they haven't got each other's back. regardless of whoever's getting put under pressure, regardless of whatever's happened, whether it's a mistake or whether it's a big point, they're always together.
Another good pick off from Sørum. Touch the block, so it's played over, and confusion for Poland. Oh, they made an absolute mess of that first go, but they get away with it second time of asking. I'm looking at Anders Mol here, Denise, and I think he's suffering just a little bit. I think Anders Mol is feeling it physically.
I mean, the amount of blocks that he's getting, the jumps that he's having to put in, Poland are working hard. He made a late decision to pull. He does what I call a giraffe pull, trying to run backwards with the shoulders going backwards. Christian Sørum probably has got it if he stays at the net and gives Norway a little bit more defensive time, but you know, he doesn't make that peel that often.
So round we go, 4-3. I think Poland have to look at keeping this ball on Mol. I think he needs to be worked here in the early part of this second set. But they go after Sørum and straight into the tape.
I would agree, based on purely on the fact that how well Sørum has hit the last few balls. You know, if somebody's hitting that well, just why would you give it back to them? Too good from Poland. This feels like a possible opportunity here for Poland. I do like it. They're bringing out the jump sets. We know Poland liked them before in its partnership with Kantor, and now bringing it out a little bit more with Bryl on that hurry up. Got to beat Mol somehow.
They still can't get those serves rolling, though. That is a problem at the moment for Poland. They're not scoring defensively. Norway cling on to that break. And the first option swing of Droga Piłka, second ball from Michał Bryl, is unsuccessful.
And when they did this before in the first set, then they shied away from it and they went on a little bit of a downward spiral. This is where they just have to put the brakes on, get their feet ready, move fast, own this first pass.
Lovely swing, really lovely swing. Looks to me like Mol has just lost a little bit of ping on his jump at the net. Yeah, didn't get his number above the net tape on that occasion, Denise.
Service pressure, though, lacking from Poland. They haven't gone after it. I want to see some big serves.
High into Mol's chest. That's a sweet swing.
Yeah, really solid answer from Anders. You can see after he's passed it, they pinned him on his chest. He's reeling a little bit, can't get his break steps in. Christian has to stand it up and give Norway a little bit more time on attack. Mol not sucked in, looking for the space. Sweetly done.
A superb hit from Bryl. He can be a bit indoorsy sometimes with his swings, but they come out so fast.
And what I do love is that he's a bit like the opposite hitter, where you just give them, you know, under pressure, chuck it to the opposite, give it height, give them time, and then they'll just give themselves a big window. And that's what Bryl does, solve some really difficult problems for Poland.
Polska fans in slightly better voice after that swing, but their team is still in trouble here. Set down, 2 points down in the second. Wow, that's amazing. But Poland can't get enough on it, and Norway still in the rally. Although in the end, it doesn't go their way. Now then, a lot of energy expended after that one. Again, it's a chance for Poland.
Oh, you've got to say, Bryl keeping it alive at that moment. Although it was slowed down and the rally continued, Bryl did everything right, keeping it alive and just putting skin in the game. And Anders having to work really hard. That second ball over, when he's not looking, people are reading it now, and he's going to have to go somewhere different on those no-look hits.
Anders Mol still sucking it in after that rally. but they go on to Christian Sørum. Sørum is looking too good. He's looking too good on side out. And Poland have to really think about this over the next few minutes.
Yeah, those micro expressions. The fact that Anders was lying on the floor for a long time after that long rally, and maybe they think that he's selling something, but I honestly, genuinely think that he was having a tired moment, and it would have been a good time to test the waters.
Nice. Bartosz Łosiak is taking a huge chunk of court at the moment, and he's siding out pretty smoothly.
We saw it in the last bronze medal match. I'd like to have seen Clement Zwickler take more a risk on the service line. Not necessarily so much for Bryl. He's putting pressure in, he's got to work hard to get in. The next time Łosiak goes back, you've got to unload on a big serve. You've got to find pressure, and potentially you've got to go at Anders Mol. It makes zero sense, I'm sure, to Poland that they would go after Anders Mol on a heavy jump serve, but potentially that might be an answer.
Mol is not hitting the big bomb at the moment. Just ghosting out to the line, Sørum. And the first time that Łosiak has put a foot wrong for a while.
And it is a beautiful hold from Sørum on this defence. The moment they were off the net enough that the angles were such that he didn't have to commit early into his zone, he just held that middle, and it was an easy run down for him. And the transitional set from Anders, beautiful.
Tired serve down the line and into the net from Mol.
Simple stuff, but exploring that compound error. Is there an error to be found from Anders after the error on serve?
Let's see if Łosiak wants to go there. That's a great serve. Mol from way off the net catches the tape. Łosiak can't control, and the option swing is off the block, and Anders Mol put in a big effort on that point.
I think the takeaways for Poland are such that, yes, that they've got Anders Mol off the net, yes, they were able to make the appeal, yes, they got a defence, but they were unlucky, it caught the net and it went over instead of being in control. But you've got to think, what are the takeaways that actually worked on this? Not just the end result, but the process. And it was unfortunate for Poland. Anders got the second one, but Poland doing the right things.
Certainly doesn't feel like the game's gone yet for Poland, but they're going to have to make those adjustments. They're going to have to deliver the big points soon. He's got to be feeling it. The volume of work that the blockers do in this sport is intense.
And that's why I think sometimes a lot of the blockers will see the service traffic like Bryl because of the workload. Now, because of the height, because of the reach, they tend to shy away from it. But if that's the long game, and if you can keep your side-out game ticking over, then working the blocker purely just to take away his block. But that then goes back to the conditioning that's been done by the backroom staff from Norway. They will know what workload he has to have, and they will be practicing that, and they will have made sure that he is prepared.
Lights are on as we go into the early evening here in Vienna. But the crowd still is wonderful and raucous. Oh, wow. And they can cheer that one. It is another block from Anders Mol, and there was me talking him into tiredness.
Technical timeout, that's all he needed. I say this to people over and over again after they've lost and they haven't left everything on the court. Could you go out and play there again and go, yeah, I could play. Well, if you could, then give more at the time, and he is giving everything.
Timeout Poland, and now facing a very difficult job of getting themselves back into this gold medal final.
body language was a dictator to who would definitely win. Then you feel like Norway are in the ascendancy. They're winning, of course, so it's easier to look positive. But there are teams that always look aggressive in that timeout. They're looking supportive. They're looking like, yes, we can make this comeback. Anything can happen, and Poland don't look like that right now.
Well, the main rivals for gold in Paris, that is the likelihood that Orman and Helvig will present the most difficult tests for Norway if it goes the distance to the gold medal final. They're not here in Vienna, so it's not been the complete test, but still a lot of very good teams around that Norway have managed to get the better of. It's good work here from Poland. They need to hustle this point. They've hustled it.
Great positioning from Łosiak. Sørum really had a difficult ball to hit on this after this transitional play. Anders did his best to get it in. Sørum just knows that you've got a roundhouse dig taking place by Łosiak, and Łosiak just doing a Sørum-esque finish, putting the hand up and just redirecting it on its way into the sand.
One last push required from Norway, because Poland are going to push them really hard. Anders Mol just grabbing every little opportunity to rest.
Yeah, Łosiak doing a really good job there of just counselling Bryl. Like, come on, partner, this is it. We've got this moment now. Just micromanaging spare moments that you have.
Going jump serve. Oh no, takes the pace off. That is a brilliant dig. Oh, but the joust once again is won by the maestro.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty. It's so pretty to watch, and it's the timing. I mean, a brilliant defense, but Mol just too easy. I thought Bryl had more of a chance of getting it, but he had zero chance on that one.
A little scratch to his nose that he picked up in the semi-finals, Michal Bryl. Oh, just ridiculous. I mean, properly ridiculous. Anders Mol is putting on another show.
Doubling up Norway as well. Actually not doubling up, going for the big Y block, just gambling on both ways and just, yeah, taking the ball.
And too tight, just gives Anders Mol another chance. He's decided, let's not play any more long rallies. Let's just get it done nice and quick.
Oh, he's pulling off some incredible shapes. We just saw a big Y block. Now we've seen a big windscreen wiper block. The hide and seek, making it really difficult to know where to go. And if he pulled that one off, that would have been a whole big heap of fun.
Well, he's found it from somewhere. There was a moment in this set when I honestly thought he did look a bit gassed after a couple of long rallies. Poland did not go after him, and Anders Mol has dug deep and once again just found an incredible couple of blocks to help his team on the way. Good try from Łosiak, good try, but nothing doing just yet for Poland.
It's tough, really tough. Poland. Compound errors aren't there. Sørum's just been a side-out machine. Mol stepping us a blocker. Service pressure's been diminished. It's a really difficult situation for Poland.
There we go. And the watch phrase of Travis Muirhurter and Rich Lambourne is ringing in my ears currently. Don't bet against Norway. Stunning response. Poland just trying so hard to give Norway a tricky time out there. And Norway are just able to soak it all up and go again. And Denise, a win ahead of Paris for the beach volley Vikings, the Olympic champions. That's got to be big, hasn't it?
It certainly has. It's been a while, you know, for the Volleyball Vikings, absolutely, and they needed this win. They were tipped to win here. Sweden weren't here. Definitely one that they should have, and now they look like they're very much going to absolutely take it, dismantling Poland in the final, making it look very easy. And it's not so much about, it is a lot about the wins, but it's also about getting some more match practice under their belts, and they've got that coming back from injury, and here they are, just in the best of forms, and Norwegian fans will be incredibly happy to see them just delivering on every single front.
A whip crack of a swing straight through the uprights. Moll sets up plentiful gold medal points for their first victory on the Beach Pro Tour since Montreal towards the end of last season. It's the big one coming. Looks like he's going to try and get this done with a fizzer. Just wide. Oh no, it's been given in. It is in. And Anders Moll finishes in style. Oh, so foolish of me to write him off. That is just incredible. And the ticker tape celebration begins in Vienna to crown the champions. The first time Vienna has appeared on the Beach Pro Tour. It's been a magnificent week, and it's a wonderful win for Anders Moll and Christian Sørum. Norway beat Poland in